Well, welcome everyone to my channel. Again, my name is Neville Philpotts. I am a tax and insurance pro, entrepreneur, and a straight talker. Let's dive right into what's going on in the Sahel region. Recently, it was announced that over 9,000 motorcycles, tricycles was seized in the Sahel region. If you don't know, the Sahel region is consists of mainly you have Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Chad, Mauritania. Okay, hello everyone and welcome back. Sorry about the accident that my channel just went out. But anyway, thanks for coming back. Let's continue with what's going on in the Sahel region. It was reported recently that over 9,000, over 900 motorcycles and tricycles were seized in the Sahel region, and the region close to the Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. It was also reported that there was a large sum of cash that was also uh, confiscated too. Now let's dive deeper into what's going on and who may behind it or who is alleged that is behind it. It's been speculated that France is the mastermind. France is funding these jihadists and um, other activities in the Sahel region to destabilize mainly Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. A little bit of history. Most of the countries in the Sahel region was under the control of France. In recent years, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger started with Mali. They had a coup. Military government took over, and they asked France to leave. Then, a couple of months later, the same thing went on in Burkina Faso. A military leader took over. A new military leader took over. Ibrahim Traore overthrew the previous military leader and took control. In Niger, the same thing, military control. And they all those three countries have asked France to leave. Basically, say pack up and leave, and give them a deadline to leave. So they have left. In recent years, Chad had also asked France to leave, and the Senegal. So a lot of the countries in the Sahel region is asking France to leave, and they don't want France in their country anymore. So that's one speculation of who is behind the jihadist movement and funding the jihadists in the Ivory Coast. There's other speculation that it might be other countries in West Africa, in the Sahel region, because as you know, France was kicked out. The three countries, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, pulled out of ECOWAS. And these were three foundation companies that started with ECOWAS. Now, the report there was report that the 900 motorcycles, the goods, the cash, and the ammunitions was heading to the Ivory Coast. A couple weeks ago, there was a report that there was some people from the Ivory Coast who was trying to overthrow the Burkina Faso government, and that activity was foiled, and some of the people were captured, and some flee to the Ivory Coast. So it is speculated that it's the French government funding through the Ivory Coast, who's providing the the, the people, the manpower to overthrow the government in Burkina Faso mainly. Since 2015, jihadist violence in the Sahel region has destabilized Burkina Faso, Mali, and France, and Niger. As you know, France was booted out of those countries. But after years of failure, France was there all these years, and they failed to control the jihadists. And after all these years, the jihadists are start acting up, and they now have better equipment, more funding, and more intelligent information. So it is being alleged that France is providing, France and its partners in the region is providing those information and the materials and the funding to the jihadists to keep the region unstable. There is also other accusations that other foreign countries are involved. And these are just accusations. And the reason why these other foreign countries might be involved is that once the region is unstable, they'll be able to get access to the minerals in those countries for basically free. Some locals also point finger at the former colonial power, again France. There's other cartels and political fractions in the neighborhood in that region. So these could be people who are funding these attacks and trying to destabilize these governments. Now, if you're still here watching and listening, I'm going to ask you, please, if you could like, share, and subscribe. And most important, please drop me a comment. Comment. Let me know what you think and what subject you think I should be able or should um, talk about some more. You know, there's a lot of videos on the YouTube showing these activities, but since I cannot verify the information who is behind it and if these activities did take place, I I prefer not to show these videos. So again, my friends, um, the colonial masters, I think, is at works. They're trying to destabilize Africa. They don't want us as black people to unite. Just food for thought. If Africa would unite and become independent, free of outside forces, what station in the world would Africa be? Would it become now the most dominant continent in the world? Remember now, Africa is not a country. Most people think that Africa is a country. No, it's not. Africa is a continent. There's 54 countries that make up that's in the continent. So with all the resources, all the minerals, all the oil and other rare minerals that Africa possesses, now you can see why outside forces are trying to destabilize Africa and to keep Africa poor. Because once Africa rise, Africa is the only continent that don't need other countries to survive. Africa have everything it needs to survive and prosper. Not like the United States, not like Europe, not like China. They all need products from Africa to drive their industries. Africa don't need any minerals or any oil or natural gas from any other country to drive its development. That's fundamentally the major reason why foreign countries are involved in destabilizing Africa. And that included the United States, Britain, France, Portugal, the Portuguese, most of the European countries, because they know without Africa, they will not survive and will not survive for a long period of time. France, for instance, has no natural mineral, none. It gets everything from Africa. All the minerals and natural resources needed, it gets it from Africa. So if Africa as a continent would be free and independent, you can see why these countries is trying to keep Africa from becoming independent and free. I'm going to leave it here, but again, I'm asking, please like my video, share, and leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel. Thank you, and you all have a blessed day.